Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Roger Flores of Amore Aurora. The band has just released a seriously fantastic new record. It is called Aurora, and Roger, I'm so happy that you're here so we can talk all about it. How's your day been so far? What's going on in your world?
Hey, Austin. Well, first of all, hello to everyone on your team,
Yeah.
everybody that's looking is gonna look at this. So I'm doing great today. It's almost the weekend, perfect time
Yes,
to
finally.
keep listening to the record. That we're
Exactly.
extremely excited about it, and I'm ready to share more information about what we're about, what the music is about, and everything that involves this project of Amore Aurora.
Totally, man. I'm so excited to talk about this. And the first thing that I normally ask is, what is this record about? What does it mean to you? What inspired it? And like I just said before we started recording here, is I speak terrible Spanish. I took 5 years of it in school and I remember very little. So that didn't help me at all listening to this record because it's primarily in Spanish. But I'm so happy that you're here because you can give me the background. You can tell me what I need to know. So what is this record about?
So this is our very first record as Amore Aurora.
Yeah,
It's a first EP. We have a total of 7 songs. This
sure.
record has 5 songs. It's a very good blueprint, a footprint of what the band is about, what the band wants to transmit with their songs. That a very definite sound that we discovered funny while we were during the pandemic, or even right before the pandemic, just like a lot of bands did. They
Hmm.
got into the studio writing a lot of songs. In this case, I wrote all the songs of the EP. I'm mainly the main person that writes the songs, but along with my friends, right? We've been knowing each other for such a long time. We used to be in another bands until I say, you know what, maybe we should start. I have a lot of songs in the closet. Why don't we,
Yeah.
start making another band? The funny thing about it is that out of the 7 songs that are out there, only one of them was that the ones that I had and sort of like put away. The other 6 we wrote on the last 2 3 years.
Really?
So 90% of the record, it's brand new per se, right? And we have had amazing feedback from everybody. So mainly of the songs, a lot of people say, "Ah, you write very romantically. Like your songs are very about love," and
Sure.
and and it's true. And it's true. We try to, sometimes when you write a song, you're not really thinking about a specific situation, and the song just flows. It just comes to life, and when you have it out there, a lot of people find their own meaning to each of the songs that we have. We recently have sort of like a survey. Hey, which one's your favorite song? And
Sure.
like, and a lot of people are like, this one's better. This one's very cool. Blah blah blah. So it's a really good feedback, and that let us know that people are making connections to the song. And I think was the main point of. And now that you mentioned it, like, oh, I don't have very good Spanish. I try to write the songs in a very simple way that it's not
Hmm.
very, even for the people that speak Spanish, it's not very complicated to understand.
Yeah.
And that's, it's just a way to write my music, and it's given us amazing results so far.
I love that though. And listen, like you're not the first band that I've come across that, doesn't speak or sing in a language that I understand. Like I listen to personally plenty of world music, plenty of bands where I have not a clue what they're saying, but it never hurts my experience. And I also feel like, it's sort of an unfortunate thing, but there's so many people out there that listen to music that they don't really care what you're saying. Like they don't care to connect the dots in your lyrics.
Mhm.
They listen to music for the way that it makes them feel, whether it's rock or pop or classical. Like you're evoking emotions in the music and your instrumentals. That's what I came out feeling this.
Mhm.
I actually want to go back to one thing you said though, along the lines of these being original and fresh songs. I like that too. As many as you had in the bank before that you wanted to get out there, I think it's also great to start fresh, especially with a new band. um, there's something really cohesive about this record where it flows so nicely from start to finish. Each song does have its own identity, but at the same time, you feel like, yeah, this is an album that I'm listening to and not just a collection of singles. So I know that wasn't a question, but it's more of a comment on like I really like this and it makes me feel good when I listen to it.
Yeah, that's one of the things as a leader of the band per
Sure.
se, uh, following what I wanted it to sound like. I started listening to another bands, a lot of new bands that were coming out, or bands
Uh,
that were not as big as what they are now, and I started getting ideas here and there. I've been playing with. I have played all kinds of music you could possibly think of,
sure.
and one of the things that I wanted to portray was I want people when people listen to a song and even they don't know if it's one of our songs, something that would let them know, hey, that's Amore Aurora. Even though I don't know
Yep.
that song, I'm pretty sure that's them. And maybe and this record has exactly that. It has something that even if you don't know that it's us, people will recognize who we are or who where the music's coming from.
Absolutely.
And one of the songs that you saying that makes you feel good. One of the songs is actually named "Me Siento Bien," which is "Hey, I feel good." I feel good, and
There we go. It's perfect.
that's the entire point of that song is live your life, do whatever you want to do, and have a good time.
I
That's
love
pretty much
that.
what the song is saying. It's a very short song, but it has a lot of energy. And
Yep.
as soon as you start listening to it, even if you're saying you said, "Oh, I listen to a lot of bands that you understand," I grew up in Mexico, so I didn't speak English back then, but
Sure.
I would listen to the Beatles, for example. I didn't have
Uh,
no idea what they
wow.
were saying,
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't
zero.
need to understand what they're saying to know that this
But
music
the
puts a
rhythm,
smile on my face.
yeah, the melodies, the guitar, the
Yeah,
drums. I was like, man, I really like this, and I had no idea what they were saying.
I love that.
And
Yep.
it was the same story for a lot of bands, and maybe it will be the story for a lot of people with our music. Maybe we don't understand exactly what we're saying, but hey, I have a really good vibe from this song.
Exactly. Music connects us, man. You don't need to know what people are saying. Before we get too far into this, though, I know that you're not the only member of the band. So I want to talk a little bit about the other members, who they are, what they do, and then maybe even a little bit of insight into like the production and process and how you guys, put your music together.
Yeah, that's yeah. So we are a four-piece band. So I write the songs. I play a little bit of everything. So I mainly write the songs, and
Okay.
come up with the chords, blah blah
Sure.
blah. Then we have our how the fortune have my best friend in the band. His name is Oscar
Nice.
Gallegos. He plays the bass. He's sort of like the backbone of the band on the bass and let a very nice groove to every other songs. And then we have our guitarist. His name is Juan Aviles. He came on the band around 2 years ago, right during the pandemic, and amazingly talented. Everything they
Nice.
hear in those guitars uh, came from him. That's one of the things that I like about the band. I just say, here's a song, here are the chords. Do whatever you want to do.
Sure.
I'm not a very good guitar player. I don't play the drums. I could play the bass, but I don't have the imagination to do everything with my fingers.
I understand.
So they put their own work, and then we have this great drummer. His name is Julio de Paz. He's very young, a very young guy. Very talented as well. He also he's a trained drummer. So
Okay.
it's a little. He has the both worlds, right? He has a train, and he's been training for so many years, but he also has that his own flavor to the songs. So I'll put that all together with a great song, and you have a
Perfect.
great product. And
I
now
agree.
talking about the production, uh, you know what? When we were under the pandemic, everybody became a producer. A lot of people
Honestly, it's true. Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
had their own studios at home. A lot of people try
Sure.
to do all these things, and but we decided to go. You know what? We got to do it the right way. If we're gonna make this investment, and I think that the band and the songs deserve it. We make a really good production. We got in contact with this amazing producer from Costa Rica.
Nice.
So we flew him from Costa Rica to Los Angeles. His name is
Wow.
he owns his own studio, Sphere Sounds. His name is Abraham Madrigal.
Okay.
Amazing. He came. We made such a good connection. He understand what the band needed. He came to LA for 2 weeks, and we hired some of the best studios that we could possibly hire here in LA because we realized that we need to do it the right way. We
I
cannot just do
agree.
it at home. We need professional people. And you know what? Luckily enough, we ended up people that working with people that even have Grammys.
That's
We
awesome.
work this mixed recording studio here in LA with Fernando Costa. He's a really known Brazilian producer
That does
and
sound actually very
guitarist.
familiar.
He has working with a lot of music for a lot of movies and a lot
Sure.
of Netflix shows.
Okay.
Yeah, he's amazing. He gave us really good insight of you should do this, the guitar should sound like this. And then for the drums, the crazy story. We worked with the producer or the music producer for a lot of really big bands. His name
Yeah.
is June.
Okay.
His name is June, and we didn't know who he was until later on. The lady from the studio, she's like, "You don't know who he is, right?" And we're like, we don't know, but
No,
he's
who is
great.
this guy?
You know, like
Yeah, yeah, of
thank you
course.
for bringing him into into these. He's like, oh, he has worked with the great bands. He even produced some of the music for Ricky Martin. Uh, um, what's in that? The Stone Age. I can't remember the name.
Queens of
Five
the Stone Age.
Queens of Stone Age.
Yeah, yeah.
When we were recording, he used to mention that band a lot. He said, "Oh, this is how the Queen of the Stone Age sets their drums."
Nice.
And I was like, "Why does he keep mentioning Queen of the Stone Age so much?"
Because he
And
was
then
what, the or the studio drummer?
yes, and
Nice.
then when I saw his credits, we're like, you're like, oh my god, we
Damn.
had
Like we wish
no
you would have
idea.
known.
Yes, I'm like, this is
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Such a nice guy, such a nice guy. And so we did all the mixing and what in Costa Rica, and then we have somebody in Abbey Road in London to
Damn,
actually
dude.
master the production, and
That's
that was just like
a
to
global
wrap it up.
effort. Yeah,
It was an
man.
incredible effort, and the mix guy over there in Abbey Road, Alex Gordon, also very cool person, very knowledgeable. Obviously, he works in Abbey Road.
Amazing. Yeah.
And he just gave the entire record like the last piece that he needed was
Yeah.
just to give it that last push, right?
I love that.
And when we listened to the record, we were laughing, and I don't know if I wanted to laugh or wanted to cry. Is how good it sounded,
You
and
should listen. Music makes you emotional. That's what I love. Like normally when I ask this question about the production, I get like a few sentences. I love how in depth you're going right now because this is the stuff that I want to know about. Like I love to get inside the studio, hear all these stories, and know that like the passion comes through here. You're clearly as proud of this thing as anyone else is.
yes,
I love it,
I'm
man.
proud of all the musicians,
It's
all my
incredible.
friends,
You should
and
be, man. Everyone's so
and
talented.
and you'll be surprised uh, how one email, right? You write one email to one person, and you don't know how far it will take you,
Dude, totally.
right? So even when we recorded the voice, we recorded with this great, super talented Colombian producer. Her name is Ali Stone,
Okay.
and she's huge, man. We
Sure.
were so lucky to be there with her and allow us to work at her studio to record all the voices. Also, very good insight of the information. So we made all these really good connections. We made all these great people, and then the record shows exactly that. Even
Awesome.
from everything was very detailed from the cover of the CD that you could see, or the cover of the art,
Yeah.
which was produced by Rafa Flores. It's a great artist here in LA. To the last guitar that was recorded.
Dude.
So
I love that. The
everything
work
deserved it.
shows. It shows
Yeah,
the promise.
everything deserved that, that respect. You know,
Totally.
and
Totally.
everybody's right now, which is the final product is out. Everyone's super excited, and we have, like I said, like amazing results so far.
Absolutely. Um, well, dang, dude, I want to hear more. So we are like midway through this year, nearly. This record hasn't been out too long, but like, have you guys have any like tour dates coming up? Are you playing live? Is it something that's in the works? Like, how does that
Yes,
work with you?
yes. So we have our EP release finally coming up on July 8th.
Very
Here
soon.
in the city, yeah, this locally we're gonna play at these local places where we have always played with all the bands,
Sure.
and I thought it was really important that we take it to the people that have supported us the most the whole time. Places, small places, just like that one that has always supported the local scene and Latin rock. I said, you
Absolutely.
know what, we should take it there. We should do it. It won't only be a lot of people will be able to go, but it's that's where we started. And then I
Yeah.
think it shows that how much we're growing. I want to see other bands see us what we're doing, so they could maybe get inspired and also start doing the same work
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's gonna be great. We have that show. We have plans to go to Mexico, obviously. To
Sweet.
we're making connections there to go and
Yeah.
play as much as we can.
And where are you based out of right now?
We're right now we're in LA. We're
Okay,
based in the
cool.
city of LA. Yeah.
Same. So where about in LA?
So we'll see you at the show.
July 8th? Yeah. I mean
July 8th.
that's a few
Yes.
days after my birthday, so I should
Hey,
be
we'll
around.
sing happy birthday for you.
Yes. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna say if you don't
Yes,
sing
you
happy
should. You
birthday,
should.
it was a bad show. I love that. I'm down, man. Let me know. Um, Otherwise, though, what does I don't want to fast forward too much in your guys' life, but like, what does the rest of this year hold? Are you, working on new music? Are you always trying to put new things together?
Always
Demos?
working.
It's just like you feel like the type of guy who's like, okay, one thing down, we're on to the next. Like, how does
That's
it work with
exactly
you?
right.
Yeah,
That's
I get that
exactly
feeling
right.
from you.
I'm always on the go. I'm always
Yeah,
writing music, new songs.
sure.
We practice twice a week. Hey, I already have another song, and then okay,
Not
come down.
surprised.
Let's just like let's just get our show together
Yeah,
for what's coming. But I think that what we would like to do at the beginning of next year, before I said, is to have a whole album out. A whole
sure,
album. We're
sure.
talking about the entire city, but between now and then, we plan on touring. We plan
Got it,
on going
got
out
it.
there and playing. I don't see any recording this year, maybe until next year,
Yeah, that's
because we
fine.
have enough material to
Absolutely.
display what we have. So I have strong believer that we already did the work. Now we need to put it out there, you know,
Absolutely.
and that's just the way that it works. But we always in the works, like
Yeah.
I have, see my room. I have like 20 guitars here.
Oh, I
I'm
see some of
always,
them, yeah.
I'm always working, but I'm always working on music as well, making
Exactly.
great communications. Like with you right now, we're making this
Yeah.
connection, and I was, trying to talk to people that can help us out, that are willing to listen to the music and helping this project to get to a next level.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about. I mean, the networking never stops, but I think also as an independent musician, it's difficult to create goals because there's no steps 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you kind of just figure it out on the way. You can't plan too far ahead, but you also have to look at the short term,
Yes,
keep your mind open and see what happens. And it kind of
exactly.
sounds like you're doing a nice mix of that, which is always a plus.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to wear different hats. Okay, I'm the musician
Oh, you
hat.
got to
Now
do
I'm the
everything.
administrator hat. Now I'm the business person,
It
right?
never stops, man. It
And
never
now I'm doing
stops.
the marketing. But
Exactly.
you learn a lot. I have learned so much that you have no idea.
Oh, I know.
And
I
and
know.
and
It's
and
crazy.
at some point, I would like to share all that information with other bands. Look, this is
Should.
not a template, but this
No.
is something that you could possibly do. Things like that.
1000% yes. I have a couple more questions for you. I want to know is what you like do what you listen to in the band's inspirations and influences, does it have any direct impact on the music that you're making, or do you try to like separate the two when you're making new music?
That's a good question. We have very random
Yeah,
influences individually, right?
sure.
Individually, mainly myself. I listen to a lot of Latin rock, or a lot of indie
Yep.
on Spanish, a lot of indie bands from Mexico that nobody knows,
Yeah.
right? That's been mainly for the last 2 3 years been my mainly inspiration. Other guys in the band, I'll listen to other kinds of music. They even listen to a lot of music from like regional Mexican regional music,
Sure.
right? I listen to that too. So I like to listen to really old school musicians, like what I used to listen when my mom used to, like when I was a kid.
Of course.
I listen to a lot of those really old singers, and really I like to listen to how they used to write. and that helps me when I'm writing my own songs.
I love
You
that.
know, I like a lot of the new bands that are coming up. The underground bands here as well. That, like I said, like nobody at least knows so far. I don't really listen to a lot of the stream media, the live
Yeah,
stream media, or music.
yeah.
I really don't listen to that much, but we have all different kinds. And how does that influence when it comes down? I try to separate. I try to separate them because I listen to a lot of music, and I feel I get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I don't make a huge mess of I wanted to sound
I
like this,
agree.
but I also wanted to sound like that. But I wanted to, like get to this level. No, I write the song,
I get it.
and the song comes the way it comes. That's it. I
No,
don't try to put extra stuff to it. And then when funny story, when the last Thursday we were practicing, the guitar player was saying, "Oh, I want to do this guitar for this new song that we're working on. That it sounds kind of like this." And I'm like, "I don't know that song that you're talking about, but I trust you. Like
sure,
if that's
sure.
what
Oh,
if that's what
yeah,
you think where the song has to go as guitar wise, go for it."
I
So
agree.
it
Yeah,
does
you
it does
have to have that
influence.
trust. That
You have
trust.
to have it
Yeah, you
because
have
if you
to.
get too controlling on your own songs, man, you're gonna end up by yourself,
Yeah, it's
you
not fun
know,
anymore for
and it's
anyone.
not fun anymore. No, 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 no.
Totally. Roger, my last question for you here is it's basically for the person that is going to discover you guys from this. What is an opening message that you'd like to say to them before they listen to your music for the first time?
What I could say is that you listen to Amore Aurora, you're gonna discover one song or two songs of the entire record. Of a song that's gonna be really relatable to you because the songs are about life. They're about love. There are things that are possible that can happen to you now. They happened to you before, or they're gonna happen to you in the future. And they're not written in a sad or a boring way. They're in a way that you're gonna get the song and it might help you go through your day. It
Yeah,
might help you go through your week, or it might be a song that you're gonna stick to forever. And that's what you're gonna get from the band, and that's what we want everybody to feel as as when they listen to anything that will come from Amore Aurora.
that is a perfect answer and a perfect way to start wrapping this thing up. Roger, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. It means so much. But please let me plug your music for you one more time here before we get going. If you guys missed it the first time around, the band's name is Amore Aurora. The EP's name is Aurora. And we will have the links in our article so that you can listen and share and follow along and just generally stay tuned with everything that's on the way. It sounds like there was a lot in the works right now.
Yes.
I'm invested. I'm excited to see what comes, so I'm going to be paying attention, and I urge everyone else to. So, Roger, thank you so much again for your time. It means a lot.
Yeah, no, I had a great time with you, Austin, today, and we'll hope to see you and everybody else at
Yeah,
the
dude,
show.
sing my birthday song.
Yeah,
Please don't do that. I am just kidding.
it's
Um,
on.
we're not All right, Roger. Thank you again. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll be in touch. All right. See you
Bye.
later. Bye bye.